Hi friends, this is about Scrum. What is Scrum? What is Scrum? Scrum is a framework to solve complex problems in a easy and iterative way. Scrum contains? It has three artifacts, three roles, and four ceremonies. So you can see on screen what are the artifacts. Artifacts says product backlog, sprint backlog, burn down chart. And what are the roles in Scrum we are going to play? Product owner role, development team, and Scrum Master. What are the ceremonies which we are going to have? Sprint planning, daily stand up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. So, what does that mean? The artifact, role, and ceremonies. So, I'll tell you in other slides. So, first it comes as a product backlog, that is our artifact. Product backlog is a parking slot, or you can say a parking space where you park all your queries, all your problems in a board which is called product backlog. Then it comes as a second square, that is sprint backlog, that is your artifact. What comes in a sprint? So whatever you can go and choose from product backlog, place them in sprint backlog. So that means what you are going to touch in a sprint. So sprint timelines lies between 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So you have to choose carefully what you are going to deliver in a sprint. That is called a sprint backlog. So the second thing comes as a sprint ceremony. So once we decide on the product backlog and define what our backlogs are, so based on that we had a sprint planning. And sprint planning is something to decide what product backlog we are going to consider in a particular sprint. So it comes from sprint planning that goes into sprint backlog, and then we have a scrum team. Scrum team is defined as product owner, scrum master, and development team. So three roles combine into a one team, that is called a scrum team, and that is going to deliver the sprint. Once the sprint is completed, then our next ceremony comes as a sprint review. A sprint review shows what we did well. A sprint review is something that we have to showcase what we did in a sprint. So that is something you can say output of the sprint. And then we have a sprint retrospective. So a sprint retrospective is something that we need to go back in the time and think about what we did well and what we can improve within the team, within the process, and how to improve the things. So that is comes under sprint retrospective. As I promised that I will define the roles. So we had three roles: product owner roles, development team, and scrum master. Product owner is responsible to ensure deliverables and determine the priority of work. So for example, we have three items or three backlogs. Product owner will decide what is the priority which we want to complete first. Development team is self-organized team that is contains developer, tester, and all the teams who comes as a development team who actually developing the product. And third is Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a role which define the sprint, which facilitates all the delivery, all the Scrum Master define or facilitate meetings, remove the roadblocks, impediments, define the burn down chart, define the pace of the team. So Scrum Master is more or a facilitator. Four ceremonies that we define in the back in the slide 2. Sprint planning. Product owner prioritize backlog and establish sprint goal. So without goal we cannot achieve anything. So we have to define the goals and then decide the task. And we have daily stand-ups. Daily stand-up is 15 minutes meeting on every day to define what you did yesterday, what you are going to achieve today, and if you have any impediments or any roadblocks that either team or Scrum Master or product owner can remove or can help you out. Then it comes to sprint review. Sprint review is demo of what you have been provided in a product backlog, what you have done, and what are you able to meet the goals. So just define and showcasing the goals and what you did in a sprint. Then it comes to the sprint retrospective. So that means you have to retrospect yourself and within the team what you can do in a good way, what you can achieve and what you need to do to improve the process, improve the team, and improve the goal defining the things. So for today, it's all I have defined the different aspects of the Scrum, what is the different roles, what is the different ceremonies and artifacts in the Scrum, and overall provided you a high level picture of Scrum, how it works. Thank you.